First way.
Your number?
24.
Okay, bud, I got your wage. You can pull around and get your ticket. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That is how you weigh your truck on the road. Well, hello there. How are you today? We're in Zanesville, Ohio right now, and we're heading east. We're heading for that town called Northeast Maryland. Well, today what we're going to talk about real quick, not right now, a little bit later on, is Jake brakes. I got a question about what Jake brakes are, and we're going to answer it a little bit later. Yeah, pool's still there. All right, guys, we got to get going. I'll talk to you later. Jake's off, man. Come on, you're on that.
It's 600 feet.
Well, the sign says Scenic View, so figured we better stop at this rest area. There's a lot of steps to get up to this Scenic View. Boy, I'd really hate to stop here if I had to go to the bathroom really bad. Yeah, I'm too dang young to be breathing this hard coming up here. Alright, let's find the Scenic View. Well, there you go. Found a nice pretty view. She's gonna live life on the dangerous side and go on the other side of the railing. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You could fall to your certain death at the bottom of the grassy hill. Well, it is pretty here. That's a good thing. I'm not gonna lie though, I see that water and all I want to do is go fishing. It's alright, we got a lot of trucking to do. Then I got a lot of trucking to do when we get home. Then we got a lot of trucking to do before we get home. We got a lot of trucking to do once we get home and leave again. May have booked myself up a little too solid the next 3 weeks. But we got big plans for June. From what I hear, quarantine's over, so I guess I can go about anywhere I want to now, right? She's got a rock. Here. Happy girl, she's got a rock. Get you a hammer and you can chisel away at it like yesterday. Alright, we're gonna wander around here, stretch our legs, and do you ever just walk? No? Okay. Alright, now back to talking about Jake brakes. I could go into depth with you guys on what exactly a Jake brake is. It's actually not even a Jake brake. They're actually called a Jacob brake. And my truck doesn't technically have a Jacob brake. I'm gonna have to look it up and get back to you guys, but they actually quit making the Jacob brakes years ago, and they just call them the engine brake now. But you guys that don't drive truck, when you hear me coming down hills, and well, quite sometimes I use it a little bit too excessive coming on off ramps. And Jason, I know your wife watches this. I don't know if you do, but I remember you complaining about those Jake brakes going through Castana. So sometimes us truckers use them a little bit too excessively, but that noise you hear, that's a Jake. And I'm going to keep calling it Jake brake because Freightliner's got a Jake brake in it, and that's all I've called it for years. So I keep calling it Jake brake, not engine brake. That's what it is.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back. So we are going, you know what, I don't know. I just know I'm very hyper, and my dad is going to suffer. Oh no, he's coming back. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Us truckers, we use Jake brakes. What they're really for is going down mountains, big hills, and they save our brakes. Because when we hit that switch, hit the Jake brake switch, it slows the truck down normally. If you grab the right gear, talking about yesterday, in yesterday's video when we talked about gears a little bit, if you're in the right gear and you get that Jake set just right, you know, that kitty cat or whatever you got for an engine in that truck is just gonna hum down the hill or down the mountain. And yeah, we use them sometimes on the flats too, or when we're getting on an off ramp or coming into towns. I try not to. It gets a little excessive sometimes, and it can get really loud. You know, this truck's got 6-inch straight pipes on it, and it can get really annoying.
I'm dadder than you now.
All right, guys, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Hey, hey, ooh.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the ground. I came out here, I tried it. We're still about 100 miles from where I need to be, and this is the last place I think I'm going to find parking before we get over there. A couple videos ago, you guys heard me say how this is my first time out to Maryland. I think I'm going to do it one more time. Warden would love it out here. She would love the scenery. She loves big hills full of trees. Me, I like big hills full of rocks and evergreens, not full of ash trees. I'm a little grumpy. I wasn't going to make a video. I wasn't going to do one. I figured you guys need to see that truckers aren't always happy, I guess. We come across an Interstate 68 across West Virginia and Maryland there. That was an interstate that would never, ever, ever, and I repeat, ever end. Up, down, up, down, up, down, curve here, curve there. And I have a big power plant in my truck. I mean, it's a C16, a little bit over 600 horsepower Caterpillar. I very rarely find the urge to say, man, I need more power. That Interstate 68 had me down to 25 mile an hour on a couple of those hills. I mean, it's not like when you go out west, you guys go over mountain ranges, and yes, some of them are long, some of them are stretched out a little bit. This was 200 miles of not pleasant driving. We've only traveled 320 miles today. It took me 9 hours. 9 hours to go 320 miles. We stopped at a truck stop at a Flying J. I never stop by Flying J's. I'm looking at Tater Tot. We never stop by Flying J's ever. I never do. And I actually did. They're just not my cup of tea. And in the video, I think I'm going to leave it in there. You could see there was at least 30 trucks lined up to get fuel at that truck stop. And let's just say it takes 15 minutes per truck to get fuel. Do the math there. It's going to be a while. We pulled into a rest area here. It's fairly quiet. I made a spot. I'm sorry guys, I hate to be that person, but I made a spot. I'm going to sit here till probably about 4 o'clock in the morning, then we're going to bail on out of here. Unfortunately, I usually don't even go to bed till midnight, 2 o'clock, so tomorrow's going to be a long day. It's a rough day. Luckily, that little smartass up there in the truck, Tater Tot, she keeps me smiling. She does. She keeps patting me on the head. It'll be okay, Dad. Even when I'm grumpy and I just want the day to be done, I get a pat on the head that tells me, don't worry, Dad, it'll be okay. And my little bud's about the same way. He'll do stuff like that too. That's why you gotta love them, man. You gotta love your kids. You really do. And that's why I try to spoil them as much as possible, because they bring a smile to my face. Back to the discussion about Jake brakes. Everything I've said could be 100% wrong, guys, so don't take it too serious what I told you about the Jacob brakes not being around anymore. Get away, B. Not being around anymore, because they still might be. I mean, I was just always under the presumption that Jacob brakes are no longer made and they're just called the engine brake now. And it's a simple operation. Basically, the Jake brake turns your engine into a huge compressor. You know, not to dumb it down a lot, it just turns it into a huge compressor and it slows the truck down. Makes the, you know, in this video you're going to hear a lot of the Jake. A lot. There was points where I just told Tater, we're just going to release her. We're going to let her go. And I'd shut the Jakes off and hope I didn't burn brakes up, because I was just sick of hearing them. And then it gets to the point where you climb in the 30,000th hill and you're just sick of hearing the turbo. You know, yesterday's video where you guys seen me doing that little bit of shifting, I probably did that about 200 times today. It's just, it was a It was a hard day. I know, I just sat on my butt, shift gears, and look out the windshield, so it's kind of hard to say I had a tough day. But it was a tough day. Basically at this point, guys, I'm just rambling. I really am. So I'm going to cut you loose. As always, guys, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Banana. 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 Banana.
Don't fall off the rock, please.
Really hot.